Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This time I will be doing Taehyung's and Jungkook's friendship, relationship, bond tarot reading. First of all, as always, I would like to make the clarification that this is not for shipping. This is not in a romantic way. So let's continue. I already pre-shuffled, but I'll do it one more time just in case. I'll do the usual tarot spread that I always do when it comes to relationships and bonds, so we can see both sides of the bond. Because that's important when you are doing a relationship reading, to see both sides, because both sides are important and both sides matter. And of course their views about what's going on between them and what's going on in the relationship in general may be different, but it's normal because we are different people. So we can be really close but be different, and having a different mindset or having a different approach emotionally to things. Otherwise, if we would all be the same and we would all be soulmates, we wouldn't be learning anything about one another. So let's embrace differences. This is Tay. I always place the order of the relationship in the left. It's a way of respect. And this is Jung. This is the relationship. Okay, so in Tae's side we have the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. So in this case, Tae feels really like defensive, protective of Jungkook. I would call him JK because it's easier. He feels really like almost in a defensive mode, in a sense that he always feels like he has to defend himself from what others' perception of his feelings for Jungkook are. It's like he's always asked maybe to be more like to be affectionate, or maybe to be a little more like showy, to be able to show more emotions. But actually he's really fond of him, and his love for JK is really stable, even though there were times where he felt misunderstood. But it's normal because they are different people, and they went through different experiences in lives. Tae has like some wounds from the past. I think I already discussed this in the first reading I did about him. He has a lot of deep wounds from the past regarding relationships, so that's why he's always defensive whenever he starts to feel for someone else, to feel to experience feelings. It's like he doesn't know maybe the proper way to express them. He sometimes is a bit like harsh, or maybe you can feel that he is a little bit like emotionless in that sense, because he doesn't show that he cares, and he's really working on that. He's working on that because it's like in all his relationships, he's always been requested to be able to express more, to be able to, to show appreciation, to show what he feels. It's like he has all these feelings. He's really secure about how he feels, but at the same time he is like closed. It's like, and whenever he tries to express it, it's like it comes out in an awkward way, where the other part doesn't know if he is like honest about what he's expressing, or if he's forcing himself to express, because he's like he's a bit harsh. He's a bit like he feels like he lacks in emotional side. He wants to express himself, but for him it's not easy. For him it's not easy because it's like he has like low self-esteem. So it's like he has this fear of not having enough to give to the other person. I think this is why. But at the same time, in the end, when he makes the effort, it's like he feels really good about it. He feels really like successful, like he had accomplished something whenever he makes the move toward Jungkook's. It's like he has to make the move. It's like maybe sometimes he's not in the other's interactions. It's like he expects the other part to be the one that makes the first move and to start maybe a conversation, to start an interaction. And in this case, because JK is younger, and because JK also is someone that expects from the others something, it's like he has to put the effort. He has to come out of the shell and put the effort in JK's relationship, because it's like JK is always admiring Tae from afar. He's not someone that is invasive. Actually, we had talked about JK's nature, JK's personality traits in the past, and he's actually a bit of a loner. So maybe he had seen like Tae's past relationships, or maybe Tae's past choices, because he's like really social, you know, he has a lot of friends, and JK doesn't have that much. He has like a closed circle of acquaintances and friends. I would say he has acquaintances. I wouldn't say he has friends, because for JK it's not easy to have friends, because he's always surrounded by older people. So it's like he considers the members his family, and he feels like fulfilled in an emotional way for what he gets from the members. So when it comes to relationship, JK also has to put an effort, also has to put like because it's like he's used to this too. He's used to being the receiver of attention and not working hard to get it. But in this sense, in the case of Tae, it's a case of awkwardness when it comes to emotional, because it's like he's wounded and he fears rejection, and he fears to be a little bit too much, and it's like he doesn't know. He feels a lot, but he doesn't know how to show the other that he cares. It's like he's waiting for the other to realize it, or maybe to see it. And in this case with JK, he knows he has to make the effort, because JK is also very prideful. So it's like he is not the one that is going to go towards you, but once he makes a move, he feels really great about himself. He feels like he has achieved something, like he had in the case of when we were talking about Jimin and JK's and JK's reading, I remember I said that Jimin felt like there were some emotional boundaries between JK and him. But in this case, in the case of Tae, it's like he struggles to make the decision to approach JK, to make a connection with JK. But it's like once he does, he's received very well, and he feels like a champion. I mean, he feels like he feels good because he feels like he can see the brightness and the generosity in JK's for accepting him, because there's generosity in JK. There's generosity because it's not like in the past there were betrayals or something like that. There wasn't, and there isn't. It's just that Tae has had other friends, quote unquote, friends, and it's like he forgot a bit about JK's, about the initial bond they had. So it's like they distanced from one another. Each own went to do their thing, and it's like eventually then and Tae learned the hard way that some people that were his so-called friends actually were only with him because of his fame and because of clout. So it's like Tae has always been there. It's like he has always been there in his little world. He has always been there, like, yes, looking at what's going on with Tae, but it's like he doesn't want to meddle in. He respects Tae a lot, even though he sees Tae's maybe that his actions sometimes are a bit like inconsistent. It's like he respects him, and he doesn't say anything. He's not like pointing out, oh yes, you did this wrong, you shouldn't be doing this. It's like he watched from distance to see if Tae realized, and after Tae came back, once he learned all his lessons, it's like then they started to get a bit closer. But it's like JK said, some things are not the same, and maybe some bonds are not meant to stay the same. Maybe when you're in a relationship with someone, you have to embrace not only the person because of the person, just you have to embrace his whole experience, what he carries with him. It's hard to understand Tae. Tae is really complex. He's a really complex person. He's a very complex man. But he's really aware that he is a bit defensive when it comes to relationships. He's really aware. In this case, he has been received with open arms, and he's really happy about it. But in other cases, it was difficult. And in JK's case, he has the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Sun. So he definitely feels really proud of being patient with Tae. I think he has like a lot of feelings for Tae, of admiration, and he's really happy that Tae made the move. He's actually happier than what he appears to be, because like we said, he's also very prideful, so he doesn't show that much. It's like he's a bit of he has his tricks. I mean, he's not very responsive, but actually he's really happy. But he does feel that he is the mature one of the relationship. He feels, because the Queen of Pentacles talks about stability, and it doesn't matter that if you're a male, you can have this energy in yourself too. So the Queen of Pentacles, it's about reaching to a point where you are you are stable and you are strong, and you know, it's like I think he once said it, because JK always has the card of the sun with him, and it's actually funny because his moon is in Leo, and Leo is represented by the sun in the planets. So I think he is true when I think I once heard him say that he became who he was thanks to Tae. So I think he really, his relationship with Tae, his interactions with Tae, really taught him how to shine, how to get in touch with this fire force inside of him. It's like he was able to express more joyful and not so fearful energy, because obviously he was young. So he when we are young, we are always awkward, we are always different. So in this case, he had always had like fears about how the others perceive him, or maybe if he would be good enough like everyone says he is. So I think his relationship with Tae has helped him to become more of who he is and become like comfortable with this shining aspect, because actually he didn't think he had the ability to shine, the ability to express so much and to have this stage persona we see nowadays. Actually I see him like admiring and also copying a lot of Tae's traits in when it comes to performance. It's like he admires really Tae's, because Tae is Capricorn, so this Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign too, so JK is an earth sign too. But I think that this energy, since this is his view, about Tae, about the relationship, I think he has always seen Tae like this. Sorry guys, my camera cut off. So he definitely sees Tae like this energy that he admires Tae's stability, his posture, his confidence, his it's like his whole presence, because like I always say when I talk about Tae, is that he does have like an intense and sometimes a bit of like a strong energy, you know, a strong presence that is like, you know, that despite he's really sweet and goofy inside, it's like there's something about him that you know that you have to respect him, you know. So he has taken a lot of these traits for himself to learn how to be this way, to learn how to be this confident. So in the sense of the relationship, we have the seven of coins, of pentacles, the 7 of cups, and the 4 of pentacles. So it talks about, there's 2 sevens, so it talks about they are in a period where they are like still like nothing much is going on. Actually everything is really stable, but it's like they are in a period of apathy. It's like they are not like really connected, they are not like really close, but they are stable, they are there for each other, and their relationship is really stable and it's not going anywhere. But at the same time, it's like they are going through a time where everything is slowed down, so they are not as free to be able to enjoy themselves more. So maybe that's why this energy of the sevens comes. It's like a sense of being stuck in one's place. It's like Maybe it's because they are tired, or maybe because there's something about the waiting process that I had already said in other readings about other members. There's some kind of waiting. There's some kind of like something is on hold and they are waiting for it, and this causes them to be like really like uncomfortable, in the sense that they are not in their best mood. Actually, it's like they do the schedules, they do everything, but they are not really like happy with the outcome. So in that sense, they do share respect for each other. I think they respect a lot for each other when it comes to work, when it comes to of course there's feelings also, because you can see here we have the 9 of Cups, but at the same time they respect a lot as entertainers, because they had been there for each other when they were like younger, and they didn't have this talent that we see today. It's like they shared, they bond through this need to be successful, this need to be amazing, this need to become what we are today. They shared the same dream, and it's like no matter what happens in an emotional way, if they grow apart or not, it's like there's respect, there's some kind of like agreement that they may not be in the same page, that they may not be always near each other, that they change, that their circumstances had changed, that they are not the same that they were 7 years ago, but there's a kind of respect, and that's what's important, because you don't gain respect from others. Because actually you can love someone and sometimes being disrespectful, and you can call it love, or you can call it that you had differences and that you said what you said because you were upset, and even if the other person loves you, they had to accept you anyways. But in JK and Tae's case, there's like some kind of agreement, and it's like a silent agreement. It's like they know they had to work really hard. They feel like they had sacrificed a lot of things that brought them joy, because they had to mature, because they had to maybe prioritize all this learning process that they went through. So of course they miss the old days. Of course they miss the days where everything was less complicated and when everything was like for themselves. It's like now they are being like forced to sometimes like to play characters that they are actually not in the mood of being, and actually it's like JK feels really great about it, because it's like he's looking at Tae and he knows that Tae has always been really reluctant to play like a little character that he's not comfortable with. It's like if he doesn't want to smile, he won't smile. If he's not in the mood, he's not jumping around and show himself being really excited by something he's not actually. So in this case, like there's where JK's admiration comes from, and I think he's also learning, because he copies Tae a lot, because he's his older brother, so he copies because he sees that everything Tae does is a success, so he wants to be that too, and also because it's good for the team. It's good for the team that they are successful. It's like they share the tactics they use. It's not like it's a secret or a secret ingredient that, you know, the only person that can do it is this. No, and actually, Tay is really happy to share, just like he has always shared tips with JK when it comes to performance, when it comes to losing fear, when it comes to not be so shy, because he's a little bit more out front and more outgoing. But actually what JK actually is starting to understand, it's Tae's Tae's went through a phase where he seemed like he was angry all the time, like he didn't want to be there. It's like, and now he's starting to feel in it too. So it's like, oh, now I get why he got like this, because I'm starting to get annoyed myself. So I leave the reading here because I don't want to go into deep with the annoying things. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate. See you in the next.